I was stranded at sea for 3 days and nights, just when hope was slipping away. I saw an island. I immediately grabbed the oars and rowed with all my remaining strength. But before I could get close, a shadow suddenly flashed beneath the water. The next second, a great white shark bit into my kayak. The kayak began to leak air. In this crisis, I could only cling desperately to the paddle, paddling frantically. But the sea was calm, not a breath of wind, so I could only move slowly. The island was right before my eyes. My will to survive refused to let me give up. Even the slightest misstep would send me tumbling into the shark's jaws. I edged closer to shore, watching 3 great white sharks trail behind. I hurled my oar with all my might, hoping to buy a few seconds. Then I stood up and plunged into the sea. My position was quickly locked in. Another narrow escape from death, but a tearing pain shot through my palm. I opened the supply box. Inside were food and medicine. I tended to my wound, then unscrewed the water bottle. I drank in huge gulps, yet stranded in the vast ocean to survive. I had to ration my water intake. Suddenly, I discovered a walkie-talkie inside. I grabbed it and frantically shouted for help, but no one answered my call. Luckily, I found a flare gun. I loaded a bullet with shaking hands. Then I fired it straight into the sky. All I could do now was wait for rescue. Suddenly, a shadow appeared behind me. Another survivor. I threw the rope and pulled her onto the raft. Then the radio crackled. A man's voice. They saw the flare and were coming. But when they heard about the sharks, they said they'd deal with the sharks first. This was not smart. I told them to rescue us first. Before I could finish, the sharks slammed into their yacht. One of them fell into the sea. The other reached out to pull him up. Suddenly, the shark rammed the yacht again. In the end, both men lost their lives there. Hope shattered. As long as these sharks were here, we had no chance to survive. I couldn't hesitate anymore. I sprang to my feet and plunged into the sea without hesitation.